Any of the gentlemen want to offer your perspective on how MVP changes, or looking at M separate from V, separate from P?
Yeah, I'd like to add something to this, which is we look at some of the companies, they have a minimum viable product, and then they launch that, and they then fail to interact with their initial customers and users. And then they fail to understand, they fail to even onboard them in a way that they're trained in using it. Some products that are the most interesting are true forklift change of behavior products. And sometimes I worry, will people really change their behavior to use this and do things a different way? And I think I mentioned Superhuman again, but I've been speaking to Raul Vora about it, that I think one of the interesting things that Superhuman is giving all of us is teaching us how to truly onboard your first customers and make sure that they truly use the product and get all the value out of it. It's kind of like when you meet people that work at Google, they're wizards on how to connect all this Google stuff. And I barely get below the tip of the iceberg on how to use all that Google stuff. And I wish I worked at Google just so for the rest of my life, I would know how to be like an Apple genius and all that. But with the minimal viable product, what Raul did, which is so genius, is that they onboard each person with like a 30, 60-minute session, and they collect all this feedback continuously from the users so that they really don't have any churn, and they truly fine tune the product. It's a bit like one great tactic for creating something out of nothing is forget all these VCs, forget all these angels to say, come back when you've got like quarterly EBITDA or 100K MRR. Just get a customer and custom build your product for what they want and let them pay you. And then, bootstrap your business with revenue and do it. So as you were talking about how do we view a changing MVP, that a key thing is to truly communicate really well with your early users and make sure you don't lose them, or understand a subset of your users. Don't pay attention to all the noise from your users, but figure out which ones to pay attention to and migrate that MVP into something that becomes a real business.